exciting time. I mean, we're seeing a lot of changes with things, some company changes that are really exciting. And but that's not what this call about. This call is really, it's a fitness group. We're talking, how do we help people stay healthy? And you know, for a long time, I've been sharing with people, way back in my clinic 20 years ago, I was sharing with people that we just aren't getting enough fiber. They say that most female, or the women, it's recommended that they get 25 grams of fiber a day, right?
Yeah.
And with men, it's 38 grams.
Wow. And how many of most people getting?
Less than 15.
Yeah.
I mean, so with men, we're getting just a little bit more. We're not quite getting half of what we need.
Yeah.
And with women, you're getting about 60, maybe 70% of what you need for the day. And holy cow. I mean, why do we see that we have so much colon cancer in the Western world?
I know. It's incredible. Actually, colon cancer, I read, and I might be wrong with the statistic, but I read that 90% of it was treatable through diet, preventable, sorry.
Right.
That colon cancer is very preventable if somebody's eating a really good diet. And that was actually stats put out by the Australian government talking about prevention and health and lifestyle. So that fiber is key to prevent colon cancer. Like if somebody even is diagnosed with colon cancer, they should straight away look at how much fiber they're eating in their diet. You need to get things moving. And there's lots of benefits to having things moving regularly and going to the toilet, you know, on a daily basis. So, you know, I read that from the video that we're going to watch in a minute, which actually talks about a particular type of vegetable that I love, which is great for fiber. But it actually helps to speed up the transit time of the food. And in doing that, it actually controls blood sugar and cholesterol, and it helps to eliminate toxins and wastes, as well as maintain gut bacteria. So fiber plays such a massive role in health, and for all those reasons I just mentioned, it is really important to be getting sufficient amount in the diet and to be going to the toilet regularly. What do you think of that?
Yeah, you know, you live right there on the ocean. I'm up here in the middle of the country in North Dakota, but you live right on the ocean. If there's ever an oil spill out there in the ocean around Australia, guess what they dump in the oil?
Fiber?
Fiber.
Yeah.
Right. It soaks it up. It soaks it up. You know, did your dad ever work on cars at all?
Yeah, he loved doing that.
Yeah. Did he ever have any oil spills on the garage floor?
Yeah.
And what did he throw? What did he throw on it?
Soda?
Yeah. So he'd throw fiber on it. It soaked the oil up off the floor.
Yep.
Right. I know we've back in the day, we'd throw sawdust on the floor because, you know, it seemed like we always had, well, I don't know why we had so much sawdust, but that's just fiber.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you don't want to eat the sawdust.
You wouldn't, but you could. It might not be good because it's scratch all the way down, but you know, same thing. That's what we're talking about. Just going to scrub it out. But you know, Katie, as we're talking about it reminds me of a call that we did, oh God, I want to say 5 or 6 months ago. And we were talking about diet. And we brought up that Elvis Presley, right? He, when they did an autopsy on him after he died, his gut, he had like 50 pounds of fecal material impacted in there, right? And if he had taken enough fiber to keep things moving, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he'd still be with us. Thank you very much.
Maybe he would.
Yeah.
Well, it's important to keep moving.
Yeah, and John Wayne had like what, 75 pounds of fecal material, right?
And they found that on the autopsy?
That's what they found on the autopsy.
Wow.
And I might be off on the weight there a little bit, but I know it was a lot. It was a lot. And you know, Katie, as we're talking about it, and we're saying, okay, so the average person is not getting even half of the recommended amounts, right? And so a lot of people, what are they going to do tomorrow? They're going to listen to this call and they're going to go buy a bunch of fiber.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do that.
No.
Right? Don't do that. And the reason why, what happens if all of a sudden you start going from not even half your fiber to doubling it? What's going to happen
You're
to you
going to be
tomorrow?
in pain. They're going to be in pain. They're going to be in the toilet. They're going to have terrible gut pain because the body actually has to get used to an increase in fiber. You can't go from very low and then all of a sudden to quite high without having quite a lot of like probably stomach pains and gas and stuff like that. And there's different types of fiber too, Kurt. And when you increase your fiber, you've got to increase your water as well. So it's like a fine balance. So absolutely, like if you're watching this, don't go out and be dramatic and change anything. Make very, very gradual changes.
Yeah, they say 3 to 5 grams a day. And if you notice any like upset stomach, you know, your tummy gets upset, you have to run to the bathroom, cut back just a little bit and just gradually, just a little bit each day, and you're going to actually notice. You know why most people don't add fiber to their diet?
You told me. Do you want me to tell you the answer?
Yeah, give people the answer.
Because I don't like the texture of it.
Yeah, they don't like the texture because it has no taste.
No.
But it's the
No.
texture. They say when it gets in their mouth, it has kind of an unpleasant feeling in their mouth, so they don't consume it.
No, it does. It's definitely. But I mean, if you look at the types of food that have fiber, so you know you've got your. Actually, people could think that lettuce has fiber. It's got a very small amount. It's mostly water. The fibrous foods, you know, the best ones are your dark green ones like your broccoli and spinach has a bit, although you have to eat more of it. So you have to look at the different amounts of fiber you're getting. But your vegetables are really good for that. You know, a daily serving of fruit's obviously going to help that. We have some great products in the Sizzle line that assist with fiber too, so if people just aren't getting enough, they can actually, if you're not getting enough, it's probably, I personally, and I can't recommend or suggest for other people, but I think it's a good idea to take some supplementation if you're obviously not going and if you're struggling in that area. I thought, Kurt, the reason that people don't take enough fiber is because they don't understand what foods have it in and what foods don't have it in. And that when people eat a lot of the packaged and processed foods, the reality is most of the fiber is completely gone. It's been stripped out of the food. And the other thing with foods is that, you know, they've got the nutritional panel on the food. The nutritional panel does not have to specify, and in most cases, nearly all cases, does not specify the fiber count. It'll specify protein, it'll specify carbohydrate, sugar, sodium, but it will forget about fiber. Let's not mention it because it's probably hardly any in the food whatsoever. And so people consuming these foods, this is why they're getting such a little amount, because really the whole unprocessed natural foods are going to be a lot higher in fiber, your whole grains, some fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. That's where you're going to get, you know, nuts, beans, all of that sort of stuff, that really whole food type of choices is really going to make the difference between getting stuff moving or not.
That's right. That's right. You know, and so folks, you know, I notice in the background behind you there, you've got the products. You got Sizzling, right? Great source of fiber right there. You got chocolate and vanilla. And how does it taste?
Fabulous. This is just a great product. I actually think it's got 6 grams of fiber. It's actually got a really good amount of fiber, dietary fiber. Yep, 6 grams of dietary fiber. It's a really healthy fiber that they've added into that, into the Sizzle Lean, and we could do a whole nother talk on that alone. But
and then the Balance D. How much fiber is in Balance D?
Yeah, we've got that here.
Yeah. If you're taking a full dose, does it tell you how much you're getting?
Yeah. So 7 capsules is 3 grams of fiber.
So between the Sizzling and the dose of Balance D, and then with what an average woman already eats, you're up to normal.
Yep, there you go.
1 Sizzling, 1 dose of Balance D. How easy is that?
Yeah, it's just a great way to really make sure that you're getting adequate amount. And Kurt, the reason I wanted to do this webinar is because I feel fiber it's underrated. The importance of it is not stressed enough. And it's so easy to address. It's such an easy thing to like bump up in the diet.
Just like that, just without 2 products.
Yeah, and guess what? People feel lighter and feel better. and hopefully Trevor won't mind me mentioning this, but he took the other product that we've got. I'm just seeing if I've got it up there. The Super Detox. The Sizzle Super Detox is great for people who, you know, aren't going to the toilet regularly or just want to do a bit of a clean out. And he said that after he took that product, he has never felt better. He said he was so much happier. He felt lighter. And why do you think that would be?
Well, because his wife liked him better when he was lighter.
No, because his tummy feels better.
I'm back on that first slide that we had.
Yeah, no, his stomach felt better. He felt, and so you know, they say, oh, you know, if you're upset, there must be something wrong with your gut. You know, how's your gut? Remember, so that all comes back to that too, right? Because gut is a big thing with health, and so we're talking about gut bacteria. And so if we don't have sufficient fiber, what does that actually do to our gut bacteria?
Yeah, because the gut actually lives on that fiber, and that's where they get the food. And when I went to that anti-aging seminar 2 years ago in April down in Orlando, the new studies, and they're trying to figure out why, they don't know how, but they say that the bacteria in your gut, in the microbiome of your gut, have a direct communication to your brain. So your gut connects to your brain. And so if your gut's not feeling good, you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, and if you've got a stomach pain and your tummy's upset, you're not in a good mood. Like, you automatically don't feel happy. You probably feel quite unhappy. And so even just that relationship of, you know, having your stomach and your tummy and your digestion feeling good has a massive impact on mood and well-being, not to mention all the other health aspects that we've started, you know, that we've been discussing. So I think it's a really big deal. You were telling me earlier that, it was maybe a week ago, that you've noticed a big difference since you've been on this new weight loss, you know, goal, this big goal that you've got. You've increased your fiber, and you said you're feeling a lot better. So you want to share a little bit about that? How did you do that?
Yeah, you bet. You know, oh God, what was it? Just here a month ago, I jumped back on the bandwagon to try and lose some weight. You know, last year I lost 40 pounds. I put 10 pounds back on, but I've been maintaining it. But when I went I'm on the current weight loss program that I'm following, and it's not really, I don't want to say it's weight loss per se. I think more, I'm going to say that it's a lifestyle change, because I'm being more aware of the things that I'm eating. I'm taking the products, I'm looking at the label, I'm examining it a lot. And, you know, hopefully with this fitness group, this community that we're doing here, we'll teach you how to look for things, just like Katie just pointed out. Most products don't even point out how much fiber. And so if you need to get 25 grams, if you're a female, aren't you going to start keeping track of it now that you know? Sure you will. And so what I noticed is that I'm watching my fat intake, I'm watching my carbohydrates, and I'm watching my proteins, and I'm making sure that I'm getting the 38 grams. I think actually most of the time I'm probably closer to like 33, 34 and grams of fiber. And what I've noticed is that my back pain is gone. Katie, I used to, I had back pain when I went antelope hunting in October, which is just, 2 months ago. I had back pain walking up and down the mountains in Wyoming. And now that I've been following a strict regimen, it's gone.
Wow. So you think that's because of the fiber or the weight loss, or both?
I really haven't lost a ton of weight yet. I don't think enough that it would have changed my back. I just can't credit it to the weight loss yet. So I think that part of it is that by getting rid of some of the, and I wasn't a big processed food eater. Like, I haven't drank soda in years, and I don't have snacky foods here in my house, anything like that. And so I don't think it was like the processed carbohydrates, but I've cut way back on the carbohydrates. And if you look at some of the things that we're posting on the Sizzle Doctors Clinic, we talk about how carbohydrates cause inflammation, right? So if we get rid of the carbs, which I'm doing, I'm throwing them out, and it's helping. Whatever it is, I'm not gonna worry about the how. I'm just gonna say I like it.
Wow. So there's probably like a particular food that I love consuming on a daily basis. That's a root vegetable. And so we're going to show a little snippet about that. And I actually consider it a superfood personally. I think it is just the most brilliant food to add to any meal, to kind of bulk it out and to add that fiber into the meal to make it way more filling. You can actually flavor it how you like, and you can consume it daily. And this is one of my secrets, Kurt, in my diet that I use daily for myself. To actually, people think, oh, well, you know, it's easy for you, you're just lucky. Well, no, I'm actually quite conscious about what I'm always eating. And this is one of the foods that I do eat on a daily basis. And we have a short little video to show.
You want to play that now?
4 minutes. Yeah, it goes for 4 minutes. Do you want to share that? It starts at the 4 minute 10 mark.
Oh, do you have it there? I don't have it on my computer here.
Can I share it with everyone?
Yep, share that.
Okay. Yeah, so, and this was a really exciting food that I came across, and since I started, you know, doing competitions, Kurt, I was looking for ways to help me when I was doing my competitions to drop my body weight, but not actually feel like hungry. So, yeah, so it was really... So I'm just, can they see that, Kurt? Can you make me share?
No, it's not up yet. Did you hit the share button?
Share. Okay. Here we go. Thanks everyone for being patient. Can you see that?
Yep, it's up.
All right, he's going to talk about
Increase
food.
your fiber intake. But first, I want to tell you about some recent discoveries about an ancient fiber source that can help you lose weight, lower cholesterol, reduce your appetite, lower your blood sugar more effectively than any other fiber. I call it a super fiber. It's called glucomannan, or GM. It's a soluble, fermentable, and highly viscous dietary fiber that comes from the root of the elephant yam, also known as konjac, native to Asia. Indigenous to Asia, the konjac tuber has been used for centuries as an herbal remedy to make traditional foods, also konjac jelly, tofu, and noodles. More recently, the purified konjac flour, or GM, has been used as a food stabilizer and so forth. What makes this fiber so super? Well, it can absorb up to 50 times its weight in water, making it one of the most viscous dietary fibers known. And that means that GM can help you shed pounds. In many studies, doses of 2 to 4 grams of GM per day were really well tolerated, and even better, they resulted in significant weight loss in overweight and obese individuals. First, how does this work? Well, it works by promoting a sense of fullness, and it pushes more calories out through your colon rather than letting them be absorbed. It also lowers the energy density of the food you eat. In other words, it bulks up the food in your gut, creating a lower calorie content per weight of food you eat. And since fiber has almost no calories but a lot of weight, adding it to your diet lowers the energy to weight ratio of the food that you eat. Studies show that the weight of the food controls your appetite, so the fiber increases the food's weight without increasing calories. The powerful fiber may also control your appetite in many other key ways. For example, it can signal to the brain there's a lot of food down there, and it'll make you eat more slowly and slow down the stuffing of food in there from your plate. It also leaves your stomach and small bowel slowly because it's so viscous. And by slowing the rate of food absorption from the gut to the bloodstream, it reduces the amount of insulin produced after a meal, which also controls your appetite. It also may increase the level of hormones in the gut, such as CCK, which controls appetite in another way. And finally, you lose more calories through the stool because GM soaks up all those calories. And GM can also help your health in other ways. In addition to weight reduction, it's been studied for its effects on constipation, cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure, and insulin resistance. With all those benefits, there's no doubt you should eat more fiber. Now, you probably won't be eating 12 pounds like your ancestors, but you can increase your fiber intake by just being smart about what you eat. So here's a few simple suggestions for getting more fiber. 1, eat flax. 2, load up on the legumes and beans. 3, bulk up on vegetables. 4, eat lots of whole grains. 5, eat more fruit. 6, have more nuts. 7, start slowly because you don't want to overload your gut with too much fiber if you're not used to it. 8, consider a good fiber supplement. And 9, consider trying some GM. So as you can see, fiber has big benefits for your health, from encouraging weight loss to preventing chronic diseases. I hope you'll start adding more of this important compound into your diet today.
Wow. What do you think of that?
I like it. I like it. I mean, I'm on a mission here. I'm going to lose 50 pounds, and anything I can do to speed it up, I'm gonna probably start using that as soon as I can order it.
Yeah, well, as I said, I take that every day, and it was really interesting what he said about the weight of the food actually makes you feel more full, but it also slows down how quickly you eat food. I have like a massive, the quantity of food I eat is actually quite large, and this is one of the foods that I add to my diet, so I really love this food. And so that's just one example. So I just thought it was useful to share that with people because, really want to add value, give people some ideas, maybe help them think outside the box, maybe some little change they could make. And I always think that if you're going to make some changes, do them very slowly, very gradually, one at a time. Don't go turn everything upside down because you'll, can run into real trouble. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, could you put it in a sizzling and bulk up the sizzling a little bit more?
Yeah, you can. It depends what type of form. I'm not sure if they have it in a powder form. I buy it it comes in different kind of shapes. You can get it as a spaghetti, as a noodle. You can get it as pasta sheets. I'm sure it comes in a tablet form as well. So you could definitely add it. And what I really like about this particular fiber is it's very gentle. So it's not a harsh fiber. That people think that bran is a good thing to add to the diet to get things moving. Yes, it definitely does, but it's a very harsh fiber. It's not a soluble fiber. I believe it's an insoluble fiber.
It's more like sawdust.
Yeah, and so it's really quite harsh to the digestive system and can really cause a lot of gut ache. This particular type of fiber is a soluble one. It's very gentle and I just love it. And the thing is that increasing your water is also really important. Anytime you're going to bump that fiber up, you need that water. Yeah, because it sucks in the water so it can get things moving and get it going through the bowel and stuff like that. While we're talking about fiber, my dogs, they have quite a lot of fiber in their diet. They get their meat every night, Kurt, and they get a cup of veggies each, a cup of vegetables with their meat. And our dogs are like really regular. They don't have any problems. I even remember the story once when Milo ate a bag of rubbish because she's a Labrador, and we were really worried about her, but because she gets plenty of fiber in her diet, the fiber actually pushed through a lot of the stuff she'd been eating. So it just has so many benefits.
Yeah. My dog won't eat rubbish. I got a black lab, so don't just say, oh, your dog ate because he's a black lab. I mean, I sit there and I give my dog a slice of cheese, and if I roll his age pill into cheese, he'll still sit there and he'll smell it like, oh, are you giving me poison? Right?
Yeah. Well, Miley's easy. She'll just swallow it. I can put it into like a piece of banana or meat, and down the hatch it goes.
There you go. Well, folks, thanks for being here. I mean, we're really trying to just give you some ideas, things that you can do to make things work better. I mean, and holy cow, I mean, tonight I learned some new stuff again.
Good. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. When I come down there, I'll go on a bodybuilding tour with you.
Okay, you can come to the gym.
There you go. Yeah, my son and I, we went out today and he helped me pick out a heavy bag, and he's going to teach me how to do some boxing.
Okay, good. Yeah, exercise is definitely key.
Yep, and then I ordered a new elliptical. It'll show up on Monday.
Well done.
Yeah, so. All right, folks. Katie, anything that you want to add?
No, I just hope that you have a great day. It's a work in progress. It's never like an end point to it, and just because you fall off the wagon one day, you can jump back on and just work on making those tiny little incremental changes to, help improve your health, and ultimately it'll just make you happier, I think. Really, that's what it's about.
Yeah, that is. Get healthy, get happy. Man, what else can you have?
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week, next Friday here, next Saturday down in Australia, and we'll share some more information. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's see. Oops.